Okay, brothers, today I'll be doing a custom tactics video for the 4-2-4 formation. I recently made, or a few days ago, I actually made a 4-4-2 formation custom tactics, so you can go check that video out. I'll leave that in the description. But today I'll be making a custom tactics video with the 4-2-4 formation. The thing that you must understand with this formation is that it is very attacking. It's extremely attacking. You effectively have 4 forwards. The left wing acts as if he's a left forward, the right wing acts as a right forward, and then you effectively have your 2 strikers. Now, I've used this formation in Weekend League when there was instances that I'm losing like 3-0, and like the second half I changed into this formation and it's just attack, attack, attack. And I've actually won a couple of games from this. I actually got 12 wins this weekend because of using that formation. Obviously it's not 15, it's not rank 1. I had a couple of disconnections, to be honest with you, but the thing that makes it interesting is that you can go into the balance formation like a 4-4-2, okay, and then afterwards you can go in like in a 4-2-4 if you see that you're conceding a lot of goals and you want to come back. So it's almost like the 70th minute or 80th minute, there hasn't been any goals and you want to just go attacking, or if you're losing by like a large margin, you can go into this particular formation. If you're a smart person, okay, like a person that I can actually defend in this game with their midfielders, like, you know, like a Sissoko and a De Jong, you know, Thuram, Kante, those types of midfielders, Makalele. Ultimately, you can use your midfielders, Jockey and so forth, and only don't touch your back line, basically. Only when it's necessary, like if it's close encounters, etc. But yeah, without babbling anymore, any longer, let's get into the actual formation and the team management, and let's get into that type of stuff. So yeah, so for the actual formation, I'll be leaving the actual code in the description as well, with the 4-4-2 custom tactics. So the way that I like to approach with this particular formation, to be honest with you, I actually used these custom tactics from a video that Ovi did, I think it was a couple of days ago, and I started using it myself, and it's helped me a lot in Weekend League. So what I would do with this particular formation is go in a 4-2-4 formation, go with a build-up style of counter and defensive approach of balanced, okay? Why balanced is because this formation has, you need to really watch your back line, and you kind of want to make it deep, or in a sense, not allow for your, like, have massive gaps and essentially allow for your defensive line to be really up the field, because in a sense, this is a very attacking formation. So I would go with a build-up style of counter, so that you can get your forwards, you know, behind a lot and effectively allow for, you know, more goals, more chances. Now, in terms of the player roles, this is where it's interesting. What I've been using for this particular formation, I think it's actually not this particular formation. It's here, yeah, the 4-2-4 one. It's still the same thing, like I said, explained earlier. Defensive approach is balanced and build-up style is counter. And then with the formation, you're going with a 4-2-4. In terms of the player roles, is that you want Mendy to be like a fullback, like a left back. It could be Kachawi, you know, whatever left back you have. You want your fullbacks in like a Walker, Frimpong, etc. to be on defend, because again, this formation is very attacking. In terms of your midfield, this is where it's essentially interesting. You want one midfielder to be your box-to-box, like a De Jong, and then make your more defensive midfielder on holding and defend. This is important because you still want to create chances from the midfield, and if you know how good De Jong is in this game, I mean, he's probably one of the best gold cards in terms of the midfield, in the midfield section. His passes is incredible. So what I would use with this type of card is, and also with his Traveda, you could essentially go with long shots from the midfield, or like when there's chances to score those types of goals, is that you want a box-to-box midfielder. Like even like a Thuram, you could use him as a box-to-box midfielder. Who else is there? Maybe like a Patrick Vieira if you have that type of coins. So essentially you have one box-to-box, one defending, a Kante for example. There's many other central defensive mids that have high interceptions. Use that type of midfield in the holding defense section. And then the most interesting part also of this, if I've already said the interesting part, but this is also interesting in itself, is that, like I said, since this is a very attacking formation, you effectively have 4 strikers. You make Rafinha, the left winger, for example, balanced so that he can come back and still support the midfield. And then you use like a right winger, like a Foden, a Diani, Rodrigo, you know, like these very attacking kind of right wingers that have not really any defensive aspect to them. It's essentially like almost using more stronger wingers Like, you know, the Annie has like 80 plus strength, even though she doesn't seem to have, like, you would never think a card like this would have 80 plus strength, but that's what she has. So like a person that has a bit, like, that can charge forward and like go for goal, make that as your inside forward. Make your winger unbalanced to come back, like a Rafinha and Neymar, to essentially support the midfield. And then in terms of attackers, you don't make a false nine or any of that for your attacking players. You're effectively going to use advanced forward attack focus. What this enables is that your forwards, like Son and Griezmann, or whatever forwards you have, it could be what else people use to ram a lot. Who else do I always verse in the Weekend League? Watson. Yeah, like, you know, all the forwards that you normally would verse in Weekend League. A lot of people at this point in FIFA are using the Finesse Shop Plus merchant cards, because at this point EA is not patched this yet. So maybe they will patch this in the future, but ultimately use Son, Griezmann, these types of cards at an advanced forward. Maybe you have a Benzema, inform Benzema. Maybe you have whatever, an Mbappe if you have those types of coins. I can't think of a lot of cards at this point. I don't know why, but in a sense, put your forwards in an advanced forward, because what this enables is that they're going to be like almost in front of the back line of the opponent. So it's like as if they're looking for any chances or issues, that like any mistakes, you're basically feeding off the mistakes of your opponent by putting them in an advanced forward. They're always going to be up front, so that you can feed the ball from Diani to your Griezmann to your Son, from Rafinha to your Son and your Griezmann, and this will enable you to score some pretty cool goals, with the finesse shots and some cool long shots and etc. What helped me a lot this weekend, I would say, is De Jong's long shots is insane, and putting him in this 4-2-4 formation is that since he's a box-to-box, you utilize that Travela. You green time it. It has a high probability of going in. And that's what I've been basically doing in my gameplays. It's helped a lot in terms of winning games, because there were a lot of games that went into extra time because I was losing like 3-0 in the first half due to my connection this weekend, which was pretty bad. I don't know what was happening with the EA servers this weekend. Like Friday, it was essentially unplayable, and then Saturday it just became a bit better. But I was having a lot of like lag spikes. It is quite pathetic. But yeah, in my opinion, this is, I don't want to yap again too much, but yeah, you just want to make your midfield this way. Have a box-to-box holding, put everyone on defend. Do not use this. Like, you have a Van Dijk, do not use this. It's garbage. The ball-playing defender plus, he comes up a lot. Literally, I have tried this particular role. I think also Ovi explained this. You have a ball-playing defender plus. This particular role on Van Dijk, he randomly comes up, and I think that's the purpose of this role, obviously. But you don't want a Van Dijk to come up and then there's a massive gap at the back and you only have a Saliba and a Walker to essentially support you. So yeah, keep them on defend, in my opinion. Defender plus, defender, that's about it. Saliba will do a pretty good job for you as well. But yeah, again, if you're looking for squad builders and stuff like that, of that nature, just drop a comment and I'll showcase like what type of players you would use in specific positions. But in terms of this particular custom tactics, that's about it. It's that simple. Without the ball and with the ball, like you're defending, it's essentially going to be the same. Box to box, holding, defend, balanced, inside forward, advanced plus, and advanced forward plus on your forwards, and then winger balanced on the wing with Rafinha. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the video for the custom tactics. It's a 4-2 forwards. That's simple. Yeah, use this formation specifically in no, I don't want to save any changes. Use this formation in instances where you need to attack, because it makes it very difficult for your opponent to effectively defend 4 forwards. It's almost like the 4-3-2-1, if that's what it is, what it was called. It's like the 3 CMs, the Aleph, RF, and the striker, and that formation was always OP in years of Ultimate Team. With this formation, you have 4 attackers with 2 very beefy midfielders is what you would use, or at least one with interceptions. And you'll do pretty well. So yeah, that's the custom tactics video. That's that. Leave a like if this helped. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Trying to get to 1,000, so please help. That'll be pretty cool. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.